Welcome back to OpenLine. We were talking about Nashville's flood protection plan. We have with us Scott Potter, Director of Metro Water Services. Very interesting discussion. And in this segment, I want to talk about just preparedness. What can people do? We talked a little bit about flood insurance and when you need it, when you don't need it, all of that. But what about just preparedness beyond that?
Okay, that's a great question because of Harvey and because of Irma. Number one, I think people need to have their survival kit ready. Batteries, flashlights, a radio that's battery operated. Things like that you would think you'd never need until you need them. So assume you don't have power for several days. You know, assume you may not have water service. You know, have several cases of bottled water available. That way you know you're ready for a really bad event. Number one, do not drive into water. It's really, number one, it's impossible to tell how deep it is. You can look at a road and the water looks like it might be really shallow, but if you get into water that's moving, it will take your car away. And a great way to visualize that, when you pick up your gallon of milk tomorrow morning to put on your cereal, you know, that's a gallon of milk and it weighs pretty much the same as a gallon of water. Just feel how heavy that is. And that's just 1 gallon, okay? The river during 2010 was moving at 1 million gallons a second. Wow. That's how fast it was moving.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's an extreme, but just think about Mill Creek, Whites Creek, or a rapidly moving gutter. If you step into that, that milk jug is hitting your foot over and over and over and over, and it's not just 1 milk jug, it's 100. It's going to knock you down. So don't get in moving water because it puts 2 people in danger. You and the person who's got to come save you. So just be safe.
And people have a false sense of security in their cars.
Sure.
They think, I'm just going to get through this really fast, it's not that deep, whatever.
Especially, you know, the classic is somebody in a truck. You know, they think they're off the ground a little bit. You know, but once you get buoyancy on that vehicle, and believe me, cars are designed now to be very airtight, so they're going to float. And once they're floating, you're a boat. And that's not safe. So I would really strongly encourage people, get their preparedness plan, get your supplies, have them ready, and then do not go into water that's moving. Don't go into water at all. And Harvey and Houston, think about that water's been sitting there for 10 days now. You know, it's got some pretty bad stuff in it, right? So you're walking into that. This is all kinds of things, good reason, just don't go there. Don't go there at all.
And we have Irma that's coming up. We don't know where it's going to go. There's no indication necessarily it's coming here. We don't know what's going to happen. A lot of people think 2010 was the height, the quintessential. It'll never get worse. And they hear this term once every 500 years or whatever they say. What do you say to people that think, okay, I've seen the one in, you know, the biggest thing I'll ever see in my life, and now, you know, I can rest easy?
I would say I hope that they're right, but I'm going to plan that they're not. And I think that they should plan as well, because I don't care how you phrase it, global warming, climate change, whatever, we're seeing extreme rain events. We've seen them in Nashville, we've seen them all over the country. Katrina, the floods on the Platte River, on the Mississippi, on the Ohio. We're seeing lots of flood events. So we've got to make a realization that we need to prepare for them. And that's another reason why I'm advocating for the flood system countywide. We need to do everything we can, absent trying to defeat Mother Nature,
right,
to prepare for the next event, because I can't bet that it's not going to happen. I have to assume that it is, and I have to plan accordingly.
And we have about 1.5 minutes left. NERV, what is, you've talked about NERV a couple of times. What is NERV?
NERV is our outward-facing information portal during emergencies. When we activate the Emergency Operations Center, we activate NERV, and everything in SAFE is posted in understandable form on NERV, in addition to road closures, places people can go for safety, if they get evacuated, where can they get shelter, And an awesome feature of Nerve is if you live on point A and there's a road closed between you and a shelter, it will automatically route you around where the flooding is. It'll tell you where to go.
So where is that? That's on your webpage?
It's on nashville.gov. Just search for Nerve.
Wow.
And bookmark it on your phone, bookmark it on your home computer, because believe me, the person who developed it, his name's Jennifer Higgs, she's brilliant on presenting data and managing it. It's a world class, and it's being copied nationally. So it works, it's great information, and in an extreme event, that's the best place to get direct information from the Metro government about what's going on.
Interesting. Nerve. Okay, very good. All right, we are going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll put up that phone number again, wrap everything up, take a break, be back right after this.